My name is Geof. When I was 12 years old, my dad was prospected by this guy named Bob. Yes, that's his actual real name. I'm not using a pseudonym. His name really was Bob. And he told my dad that if you go to these meetings and you bring your friends to these meetings, that people could like join this group thing. And I didn't really know what it was all about. But a little bit after that, Bob came over and he bought my dad's Cadillac. My dad had a gold Cadillac. It was really cool. And he bought it. And I'm like, whoa, he has enough money to buy my dad's gold Cadillac. Of course, it never occurred to me that my dad had a gold Cadillac, that anybody want that. I mean, that's kind of like weirdly weird, right? So he bought my dad's gold Cadillac, and then it was really cemented in my mind. Wow, if this guy has enough money to buy my dad's gold Cadillac, well, then he must really have something going on. So I went to some meetings too, and they're like, if you just keep going to the meetings, keep going to the meetings, keep going to the meetings, go to the meeting, go to the meeting, go to the meeting, then you're gonna rub shoulders with all these successful people, and you're gonna make lots of money. Well, I was only 12. So I'd put on my white shirt and a tie and a suit coat, and I'd go to the meetings and I'd rub shoulders with all the successful people. I remember some guy named Dennis and some guy named Bob, and they sure seemed really, really successful. And then as I got older, I mean, I couldn't join their organization because I was 12, right? But it really left an impression on my mind. And as I got older and the bills started coming in because I got married and everything, I thought, man, I just need to go to those meetings. So I looked around and I found that group of people again, and I said, I want to go to the meetings. And what was really strange was Bob wasn't there anymore. And Dennis, by that time, it's like 12, 13 years later, no one had ever heard of Dennis. So what happened to Bob and Dennis? Because you see, they told me at the meeting that if you just keep going to the meetings, then you'll get all this money, and then pretty soon people come in and your organization grows, and then the income becomes permanent and residual. And I learned that really important word, residual income. I thought, man, that's really great. Residual income. That means the money that comes in, even though you don't do any work. You did all this work for a while, and then after that, they're like, yeah, you can go on vacation, you can travel all over the world, and you don't have to keep on working anymore. Well, that sounds good to me. Because I was like 23 years old by then. I had a daughter and a new wife, and already 1 year into being married, I was sick of working. Last thing I want to do is spend my life working for somebody else whose middle name was Hitler. No way. So I said, well, I'm just going to go to the meetings. So I went to the meetings, and they're like, sign people up, go out, get people, bring people in, go. And I said, well, how do I find these people? Well, then I remember what Bob did. Bob and Dennis, they went and they talked to all their friends, and they talked to their family. So I went and I talked to my friends, and my friends are like, what? No. Oh, but thanks, but no. I'm like, why wouldn't they see this? Bob bought my dad's gold Cadillac. How could they not see this is so cool? But my friends didn't sign up. So then I had to figure out, well, how am I going to get more people to join my group? So I'd go to the mall, I'd walk around. I remember my wife and I would go to the mall, and we'd get ourselves a Cinnabon, because everybody loves a Cinnabon and a Coke. You walk around, you get your Cinnabon in one hand and a Coke in the other hand. You're walking around, and you're trying to act like you're shopping for things, right? But the reality is, you're not there to look at this stuff, so you're walking through all the aisles, sort of looking at the clothes, but really you're scoping out that guy over there. You're like, okay, he looks pretty good. He looks successful. Then, of course, this was about the same time the homosexual community came out at large, and next thing you know, you're scoping this guy out because he looks really successful, and then they think that you're looking for a date. That didn't work out very well, not like I wanted it. Nothing wrong with that, but it wasn't really me. So now I got a problem. I can walk through the mall trying to find all these available prospects. Look at that guy over there. Oh, he looks so good. Get up my courage, go over there and talk to him. And man, he's like, no thanks, no thanks, no thanks, no. I work at Intel. What the heck am I supposed to say about that? I grew up in the Silicon Valley. Everybody knows Intel is where it's at. So I'm like, I'm 24 years old. What am I gonna say to this guy? Some engineer at Intel? I went off and I started a business because I ran out of friends, I ran out of family. It just didn't build the way I wanted it. But I said, you know what? I can take those success principles that I learned, I can apply them to business. So I started a business, and money was starting to come in. A couple of years go by, and I ran into that guy that's telling me he was the engineer at Intel. And he asked me, hey, are you still doing that thing? And I said, well, yeah. What are you doing? Oh, well, how's your job at Intel? Oh, well, I'm doing something else. Long story short, he got fired. And I kind of wanted to say to him, you still doing that job thing? Because he didn't get it. I didn't have a job. I was making money as an independent business owner, applying the things that I'd learned in network marketing, in multi-level marketing, but I applied it to a different business. And why didn't I make a ton of money in those days in network marketing? It was because I ran out of friends and family and I didn't know how else to get more people. Time goes on and I remembered it again. You just gotta keep bringing people to the meetings. And I'm thinking, why do you have to keep bringing people to the meetings? It's about, thousands of dollars you spend going to the meetings. Thousands of dollars you're trying to save so you can retire, and you spend all that money going to the meetings, and they say, well, you just bring your friends to the meetings. But I couldn't bring my friends to the meetings, but I kept going to the meetings. And it occurred to me after many years, this is what happens. You sign up in a network marketing organization, and the first thing they say to you is, go get your family and friends and bring them over here to this meeting and tell them what you're doing. Just get it right out front, and maybe they'll sign up. But you know, the truth of the matter is, your friends and family grew up with you. They saw you doing the stupid things that you were doing. They saw you making all the dumb mistakes. You have no credibility with them because they know who you are. Credibility comes from the guy who doesn't know the stupid foibles you went through when you're growing up, you know? So no one wants to sign up that way because they all figured I was just the stupid kid. So I went through that, blew through all the friends and family and got nothing. And I said, there's got to be a better way. I still made money, don't get me wrong, I still made money in network marketing. It still helped me retire. But not because I got all my friends and family. It's because I learned a different way. Around 2009 or so, this college kid came up with this idea. And he said, if I do this idea, all the people will come to my party. You see, he was kind of an antisocial, what's the word? Reclusive kind of guy. Not really get out in the party. In my day, they called them nerds, and it wasn't good to be a nerd. Now, today, it's really great to be a nerd, right? But they called him a nerd, and he wasn't the guy that everybody invited to the parties, but he got jealous and he wanted to have parties. So he created this thing that we all go on today. It's called social media. And millions and millions, in fact, currently like 4 billion people keep coming to the party. Do you see where I'm getting at? They keep coming to the party. And he didn't have to sit out there and advertise and walk through the mall and say, hey, want to go to the party? Want to go to the party? Want to go to the party? Not at all. In fact, we don't even know what the guy does for fun. But he certainly isn't walking the mall saying, hey, come on over here and join my website. A while back, I was thinking, why can't somebody apply the power of websites and social media and all that online digital marketing stuff? Why can't you go on Facebook and you see those ads pop up. Someone makes those ads. They're not automatic. Somebody has to make that. and there's people that are making those ads and they're making gobs of money from this, and you never see them. And yet somehow people make those ads and then everyone goes to their party and then they all buy product. So then I got thinking back again, way back a long time ago in 1978, when I went to those first meetings and they said, bring all your friends and family. Doesn't that just seem ludicrous when you live in a world that 4 billion people will gather together online in this one giant little place, and they'll sit there and they'll chat and they'll text each other and they'll send photos and videos, and you carry on these giant cyber lives, and then suddenly 1974, 1978 mentality comes along and says, if you want to be successful, you need to bring people to the meetings. So why am I harping on the meetings so much? Because it's outdated. Give me a stinking break. There's 340 million people in the United States, and you cannot possibly invite all of them to your meeting. But what if you could figure out a way that you could get like ads and then maybe like some sort of website and maybe some sort of database, and you put it all together, and then you make some advertisements in social media that kind of attract people to that, you know, like come to my party, come to my party, come to my party. And instead of having just, you know, one guy per week show up, we all know how it works. How many people are clicking on those ads to go to the party? Millions. Millions and millions. If that weren't the case, if I'm lying to you, then every single marketer in the world would stop buying ads on social media. So you know I'm not lying because they're still buying them. And if you don't believe me still, open up your Facebook account and see how many times you see an ad and ask yourself, have you ever met that person? And yet that person's making the cash, selling their products, you're buying it, your neighbor's buying it. So let's take that same technology, package it up, and utilize it to build those groups so that we can actually retire. Because you know, they said to me, if you just keep bringing your friends to the party like this, pretty soon you'll have your freedom. You won't need to work anymore. Well, that sounded really good. So I'd go to work, come home at 5 o'clock, throw on my suit and tie, and I'd head out the door to do what? Go to a meeting every single day. Isn't that what your job does? Goes to the meeting every single day? Some of you have like jobs where it's nothing but meetings, especially in today's world. Zoom meeting after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. Oh my goodness. You have no freedom. And then they're saying 1978 shows up, go to the meeting, and you're like, I don't want to go to the meeting. Why can't I be smart like that guy that invented social media? You can. Just do what it says right here in this funnel, right here on this little web page. It says, sign up, do the ad thing, listen to the instructions, watch the videos. You don't have to go to these meetings because the ads do all the work for you. That's the way it works. Like I said before, if it didn't work that way, the major marketing agencies wouldn't do it. And yet, you see those ads there every day. It must work, right? So take advantage of that, because if you don't, well, what's the alternative? 1978? It's not for me. This is 2020 and into the future. Oh, I totally forgot something. You don't have to quit your job. No one told you to quit your job. In fact, it's even better. Not only can you have money from your job, you can just click some buttons, the ads happen, it's all totally automated, and you start making money that way. You don't have to change your entire life and go to 4 million more meetings because it's all about the automation. You don't see the owner of that giant social media platform out there saying, ding dong, ding dong, hey, sign up. Not at all. Why? He doesn't even stand there when you go there to sign up. Last time you went to a social media platform to sign in and to put your login in, was he standing right there saying, hey, come on in, let me shake your hand. Hey, want a little spritzer? Psh, psh, psh. Check it out. We got the newest soap on the planet. Psh, do I smell good? No. He's sitting there going, hey, what's for dinner? Maybe he's by the pool. Maybe he's flying his 747 to the south of France. And you click the login button. Why? Because he built the automation, and that's the key. How much work can a computer do when you're not even awake? Limitless. It just depends on how big you make it. So it's a choice. You can keep on doing your job, no problem there at all. I love what I do all the time. I don't really want to stop it. I just want to enhance it. I just want a method where I can click the button, click the mouse, type my name in there, and push the button, go. And when I push the button go, that little computer robot guy starts going, and people start coming in and they sign up. They get to that login window, sign in, sign in, sign in. Pay now, buy now, pay now, buy now, pay now. But that's what I want. And so, right here, that's what you landed on. The ability to automate, growing your group, growing that organization that generates that money. It's all about the automation.